What's going on, guys? JSR15 here and welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon episode review. And oh man, are we in for a good episode. The start of this episode wasn't the best in my opinion, but that ending, the second battle, we have Lana versus Guzma. I was really looking forward to that battle and I tell you what, it paid off big time. I was very impressed on how that battle went down. So if you want to find out how it went down, make sure you stick around because we'll be covering it in this video. So without further ado, let's get into today's Pokemon episode review. So this week's episode is episode 134, Everyone's at Full Power, the road to the semi-finals. So once again, this episode opened up with another preview of last episode. I'm beginning to sound like a broken record here. I feel like I'm saying the same thing every single week. Anyway, we managed to see Gladion win his battle, we see Ash win his, and then we see the battle between Kiawe and Sophocles begin to start. So if you remember last week, we left the episode off with Charizard being tangled up and thrown to the ground. Well, it seems like Charizard managed to break out of it at the last second. If you remember Vikavolt using Zap Cannon in the last episode, that actually left Charizard paralysed. Vikavolt then starts to use String Shot after String Shot after String Shot to try and slow Charizard down. Charizard managed to dodge all of the attacks, but eventually some of the String Shot does get caught on Charizard. Actually reminded me a bit of Pokemon Origins at the beginning, how you had Red trying to take on Brock and managed to use String Shot to slow his Onix down. Remind me a little bit of that there. Both Charizard and Vikavolt go for some more moves, clash in midair and get thrown back in front of their trainers. Now with both Pokemon being a little bit weaker, it's time for Kiawe to use his Z move, Supersonic Sky Strike. And hey, at least this time I know the Z move. I've made a point where I'm actually going to search what the Z move is instead of just saying, they're using a Z move. Don't really know what it is, but they're using one. So yeah, he's using Supersonic Sky Strike this time. Vikavolt counters it with Wow Charge and both clash in the air. However, the Z move is a bit more powerful, so Vikavolt crashes down to the ground and unfortunately cannot get back up, which means Kiawe and Charizard are going through to the semi-finals. Kiawe goes over to Sophocles and congratulate each other and shake hands. We then pan to a TV in someone's house, and it happens to be Sophocles' home. We see his mum and dad, who are both watching the battle and are really proud of how well he did. Moving on from their battle, we now get to see Lana, who is in the waiting room and getting prepared for her battle against Guzma. As she's getting prepared, Team Skull interrupts and say there is no point in her training or anything like that, as Guzma is going to win. And honestly, for the first time, I actually agree with Team Skull. Sorry Lana, but you don't really stand a chance in this battle. Anyway, heading onto the field for the final match, we see Lana, who's decided to go for her Primarina, while Guzma has chosen his Golisopod. Lana, remembering back to when Ash fought Guzma, she tells Primarina to watch out for Golisopod's first impression. And that made me smile a bit when I saw that, because it means that they are actually referring back to older episodes, which means they're all coming together, which I do enjoy a lot. Oh, one more thing, actually Melton has also returned from doing whatever it was doing on top of the tower. I'm guessing calling of its friends, but we don't actually know that just yet. Before the match begins, Olivia says she wants a fair fight. And with that being said, the battle can now begin. Lana gets ready for the first impression move, but Guzma doesn't attack, so both trainers just stand there, awkwardly, making eye contact, waiting for the other to attack, until Lana makes the first move, by going for Sparkling Area. Immediately, Golisopod goes through a throat chop, and slices into Primarina's throat, leaving its voice damaged, and meaning it can't use Sparkling Area again. Yes, throat chop is as brutal as it sounds, and the way that they animated it, it did look like a brutal attack. Golisopod grabs Primarina by the tail so it can't escape and uses Poison Jab, followed by Poison Jab, followed by Poison Jab, until Primarina managed to break free with Icy Wind, catching Golisopod off guard. However, a few seconds later, Golisopod managed to get hold of Primarina again and uses more Poison Jabs. By this time, Primarina is seriously poisoned and looking in a very bad way. Lana tells Primarina to go for some more Icy Winds, but they don't seem to be doing any damage, and Guzma says, you can't try that again. He knows what to do. Once Golisopod has thrown out a few more Poison Jabs, it goes through another brutal throat chop. This episode, I will say this, it does show that Sun and Moon can be a bit more dark, and it does bring out Guzma's mean and evil side. And to be honest, it's good to see. Sun and Moon is a lot more comedic than any of the others, but it's good to see that they can still be a bit darker and make people more aggressive in an evil way. Primarina manages to escape from Golisopod's trap. Guzma is starting to get really annoyed as the battle isn't over yet, and he also realizes Golisopod's legs are frozen in place. If you remember, Primarina was using the icy wind and it wasn't really doing anything, but it did land on Golisopod's legs, meaning it's frozen and cannot move. Now Lana can go for her predictable Z move. I believe this Z move is called Oceanic Operetta, something like that. Not sure how to pronounce it. Anyway, it looks like Primarina's voice is a lot better now, as it can use the singing voice to shoot this move into the sky. As it's heading towards Golisopod, about to do some really big damage, Golisopod uses Liquidation and basically makes a sword out of water, slices through the Z move and strikes onto Primarina, causing Primarina to fall to the ground and leaving it unable to battle, which means Guzma is going through to the semi-finals. Olivia tells Guzma at the end of the battle they should go over and congratulate each other, although Guzma just turns his back and walks away. That evening in the Pokemon Center, after everyone's Pokemon is nice and fully healed, the semi-finals lineup comes on the screen. First match we'll see is Kiawe vs Gladion, and then Ash versus Guzma, and that is where the episode ends. So there we go. What did you think of this episode? I thought, like I said in the beginning, slow start with Kiawe and Sophocles, but once Lana and Guzma started to get onto the field, it picked up there and it was pretty good. The Lana and Guzma battle, it ended the way I thought it would, with Lana using the Z move, Golisopod striking through and managed to knock Primarina out. But the battle was completely different. I didn't expect it to be as brutal and as dark as what it was. So Pokemon have done a really good job in showing how evil Guzma actually is in this episode. So the title of the episode was Everyone's at Full Power, the road to the semi-finals. And yeah, everyone is at full power. We see Z moves and it is the road to the semi-finals. So the title does go with this episode. So what can I say about the interest of the episode? Like I said in the beginning and just a few seconds ago, beginning bit was a bit slow, but once it got to Lana and Guzma, very interesting. Highly recommend that part to anyone that wants to see this episode. In fact, you shouldn't be watching this video without seeing the episode. You know, this is the review after the episode. Watch the episode first and then come back to review. Although when you're seeing this, it's pretty much too late. I pretty much just told you the whole plot of the episode. So my final rating for this episode will be a 9. I would have pushed it up to a 10 if the Sophocles and Kiawe battle was a bit more gripping. Like, we all knew that Kiawe was going to win that battle, you know. Yes, okay, we did know that Guzma was going to win the battle against Lana, but Lana did put up a good fight, and it was completely different how I thought it was going to plan out. So, a 9 out of 10 is what I'm going to give this episode. So that is where I'm going to end this video off. If you enjoyed this episode and the video, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you want to see more of these. Comment down below in the comment section if you ask any questions or talk down there. I'm going to start commenting back to lots of comments down there. So if you do put something, I'm going to try my best to reply, although I won't be able to reply to everyone depending on what I'm doing at that time. And finally, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As you know, we are bringing one of these every single week. I also put a thing out on Twitter saying that when Pokemon Masters comes out for the phone or for the mobile device, I want to start playing that, so you might see some gameplay of that towards the end of the month. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week with the next episode. Bye bye.